Welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a live look. No, well, we are live, but we take a look at a lighthearted look. That's
Yeah.
it. My brain has just been off like half a wavelength all day.
Did you take a nap,
Yeah, I
Grandpa?
did. I did, and that was the problem. Anyway, this is just a nerd show about nerds
Yeah.
talking to nerds about nerdy stuff. So if you're new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. We are going to just do a little bit of tech check, make sure things are right before we go in and record the audio podcast, in which you'll hear
Yeah.
that theme once again.
Right.
But yeah, I was at church and I'm like, we're getting ready to broadcast, and I forgot to set up the title image like 10 seconds before we go live. What the heck? Fortunately, I
Oops.
taken a picture of the bulletin, so that's what we use for our title image. And it's just all day it's been stuff like that. Going, why is my brain just sideways today? I think it's because I didn't get enough sleep the night before.
Oh, out partying.
Well, no, we had a friend over. Ben Raggington was over, and we were playing
Oh,
music and singing and having fun. And before I knew it, it was midnight, and I'm going, "Oh man, I gotta get up at like 6."
right.
And 6 hours for me is not enough. And I could
Oh, it is
feel
for
it
me.
Saturday, because Saturday was a long day. We went to downtown Phoenix. They were
Mhm.
having this thing called Galaxy STEM Fest. So it was
Oh, I
to
think you were talking about that
kids.
the other day.
Yeah, it was to encourage kids to get into science and technology and whatnot. And there were some hands-on exhibits. There were some vendor booths or exhibitor booths, and we were uh, manning the booth to uh, help gain awareness of the
Mhm.
local Star Trek fan club.
All right.
And
Were you in uniform?
no, it was too warm for that. So
Hey,
Dr. Dave said,
was it
"Wear
like
a
the
t."
Lower Decks episode where they're out there recruiting?
Yeah, something like that. Only I wasn't ranting and tearing up all the booths.
That's what I was imagining. I'm
I
sorry.
it
Go ahead.
it was it that took its toll because I was there for, well, from the time I got there to the time I left was about 9 hours.
Okay.
And
Well,
a lot of it was on your feet, talking to people, kinda slowed down at the end, and then we went to dinner and did some socializing, and I just got back, I was wiped. I think I was in bed by 8 p.m., and I slept 10 hours and got up and I was still tired. What the heck? So, hopefully, it's not an indicator of something more seriously wrong, but if this continues as a trend, I may have to make an appointment. Yeah,
all
old
right.
man goes to doctor office, what's new?
Yeah, right.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I think we've got everything adjusted as well as can be. Craig, give me a hi and hello, and how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
You're coming in a little hot on my end,
Oh,
so I can fix that.
hello. I
Let's
got
see if
something in my eye.
no, let's take your finger out of your eye.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's my
All right.
eyeball. All right,
Your eyeball's in your eye?
that's right.
Okay. Yeah, I just realized I still have two channels on my mixer labeled Mac Mini left and Mac Mini right, and I don't have the Mac Mini online anymore.
That's right. You got to
That
rename it.
used to play the audio clips, like the gas station bell.
Let's see the guys running out to the car to fill
Wash
it
the
up and
windshield and
check the oil.
oh, those are the days. Okay, then let us begin with the regular audio podcast. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Give us a shout out in the comments if you wish. We'd love to see you around. We do the show live on Sunday night, excuse me,
Mhm.
8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So,
Yeah.
oh, somebody put a comment in there like Rolo Tomasi. Like, yes, I know who that is. I don't believe we're related, but I haven't done any serious research to find out.
Yeah, you're probably related somewhere down the line.
Back in the old country, well, you have to remember that Tomasi is an Italian version of Thomas.
Mhm.
How common is that?
Well, there are some step. Well, I think we talked about this before. There are steps here in Hendersonville where I live, but they don't have the last E.
Mhm.
Like I spell mine with S, as you can see on the screen, STEPP. They don't have that last E. However, I know that we're all related down the line from where some people had come from Tennessee and all that kind of stuff. So I've seen the family tree.
Cool.
So there's a I was
Now,
joking, there's an apple orchard here, the Steps family farms, and I
yeah,
wanted to walk in there and say, "Hey, how you doing? I want to introduce myself and ask for my percentage."
my family discount.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that.
All right, let us begin with the show. This is how it goes, people. This is where the sausage is made. You just
Mm,
got a preview.
yeah.
Episode 804. Deep cleansing breath. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 804. The Empire Strikes Backspace. Hello and welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. Most things geek. Some things geek. Well, there's not much things geek in here. Actually, we got a lot of stuff tonight. My name is Chuck Tomasi, and with me, as always, is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Thank you for
The show,
asking.
the show title reminded me of an old joke.
Oh, yeah?
A lawyer, a priest, and a rabbit walk into a blood bank,
Uh-huh.
and the rabbit says, "I think I'm a typo."
Ha, ha, ha. Oh, laugh too hard.
All right, if you don't get it, go. I'm not going to explain it. You just
You
have
don't
to.
have to explain it. I got it.
I know, but for some of the listeners, they might be going, I don't get it.
Well, rewind it, listen again, and you'll get it.
Rabbit. Type O. Blood bank. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That'll be enough. How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Getting some stuff done, working up to our big work conference coming up in a couple weeks.
God
Um,
bless you.
Made some progress on that, and when I say made some progress on it, it's not me; it's other people we're waiting on, and that's you know it's kind of par for the course. Just a lot of stuff to get done before we show up in Las Vegas.
Well,
So
I
we're
wish
getting
you
there.
all the best. I will miss the people. Several people have asked me, am I going to be going? And I said no. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just like go to, because I still want to see the Mob Museum and the Arcade Museum and just
Hmm.
show up and see if anybody out there spots me in the wild and then leave. They'll think I'm like, Chuck's in Vegas. Chuck, wait, Chuck's around. Chuck. Like, okay, have fun with that.
Yeah. Actually, I do want to go to some of those places you mentioned. Should have said something. We could have just kept the hotel room for a couple extra days, and
I
you know,
Yeah, I'd have to get up there, which means I've got the car and Donna doesn't. So it's just a matter of, you know, we'll make it happen. We'll make it
I got a
happen.
camper van. You could have just slept in that.
Drive that by. Pick me up on the way over
Yeah, we'll swing over and then swing up.
when you're doing your Southwest tour next winter.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's get into the feedback. We have asked you a question last week, so we have to play the obligatory music.
Letters, oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
All right.
Our question of the week for you last week was, you get to add one app to the ship's computer on the Enterprise, as in Star Trek. What is it and why? And Facebook had absolutely zero responses.
I know. I was surprised.
That's a new one. We got one thumbs up, so thanks.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we have our Discord server over at chuckchat.com/Discord that had some more answers. So this isn't a complete bust of a segment.
I think I would install Notepad. Here we go. Just in case I need to make some notes.
NCAF1 says VLC. Yeah, apparently somebody needs to install Facebook so they get these messages.
Yeah.
And Kef1 says VLC because A, yes, it's still maintained. B, it plays
Mhm.
everything, probably
Mhm.
including alien formats that no one has encountered yet. And C, it's very much in the mission of the United Federation of Planets to support floss projects.
Yeah.
All right.
I would imagine so. Yeah. Hey, there's no money in that universe in the future, so why not have open source projects?
Humanoid says a firewall. When you watch those shows, it feels like they have no protection at all. I'm like, yes. It's like, oh,
Is it
the Romulans just downloaded our ship's database. Like,
yeah.
well,
And
someone forgot to change their password from A, B, C, D, E, F.
yeah,
Oh,
Jeff Goldblum's gonna roll in there with a old MacBook and hack the thing.
or Will Smith has a thumb drive that he uploads and creates a virus.
Yeah.
Mad Marv says Flappy Bird. That was my
Happy
choice
birth-
because I assume Minesweeper is pre-installed.
Let's hope so.
It's still running Windows 95.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they keep getting hacked. I find Star Trek a bit stiff and, to be honest, a bit boring. This is from
Oh.
Sweet Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ow, ow.
He's not so sweet now.
Let's install Grinder and Tinder. We need them both to be included on the Enterprise and let them start swiping. Yeah, that'd be funny. Watch somebody at the con.
Yeah.
Wesley, what are you doing? Pass.
Nothing. Nothing.
Now things might be a bit more interesting, and we need dragons as well.
Hey, remember on the Avengers when they were on the helicarrier and Tony Stark was like, and that guy's playing Galaga. He didn't think we'd notice, but we did. And that's what I was thinking of when I saw this question.
We can do that. Oh, for some reason I put away the comments and now I have the banners. I was on the wrong thing on StreamYard. So many things to do. Thank you for joining us. If you're hanging out, give us a shout out in the chat room. We'd love to hear from you. That concludes our feedback from last week. We will have another question for you at the end of the show.
Yes, we will.
And that music means up next is this music. It's like those old albums you had when you were a kid. You know what the next song is before the previous one ends.
That's right.
And you hear it on the radio and go, no, that's not the next song. You're doing it wrong. This is the segment we call On This Day in History, and it is for April 22nd, 2026. Why are we doing this a couple days early? Because that's when the audio podcast is released.
Yeah.
But you get a preview, and you can brag to your friends about all the things you know about Wednesday, August 22nd, 2026.
Or you can pretend to know the future, spew out these things, and they'll go, whoa, that was on the Technorama podcast on Wednesday.
Tomorrow will be the 150th anniversary of blah, 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 blah. And people go, yeah, good for you. Here's your sticker at Walmart.
Yeah.
This is the 112th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 253 days remaining in 2026. It was on this date in 1500 that Portuguese navigator Pedro Álvares Cabral landed in Brazil. This is, of course, the discovery of Brazil, although it wasn't called that at the time.
What was it called?
I claim this land, and I name it this land.
It's Chuckland.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
didn't call it like
Cabral
land.
Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez established a settlement at Veracruz, Mexico, on the state in 1519.
These people are just all over the New World in the 1500s.
I know, spreading out.
Also on this date in April 22nd, 1969, British yachtsman Sir Robin Knox Johnston won the Sunday Times Golden Globe race and completed the first solo nonstop circumnavigation of the world.
The world.
In 1969.
And it was also on the date in 1970 that the first Earth Day was celebrated. Even though Earth had like billions of them. Before.
Are we still on the first Earth or the second Earth or Middle Earth? Oh, it's the first Earth Day. The first day, not the first Earth day. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't know. How many Earths are there? 49 years ago today, optical fiber was first used to carry live telephone traffic.
How about that?
going from a bundle of cables huge to this skinny little fiber.
It's hard to believe that they were using fiber optic in the 70s.
Well, that was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday goes out of this date. This is where the fun begins with the name pronunciations,
Oh,
people.
boy.
If you thought that previous section was cool. German astronomer and mathematician Wilhelm Schickard, born on this date in 1592.
And born April 22nd, 1891, the English mathematician, geophysicist, and astronomer Harold Jeffreys.
American
Who is-
physicist and academic J. Robert Oppenheimer. Where have I heard that name before?
He's like some Einstein guy.
He was born on this date in 1904.
And born April 22nd, 1910, American mathematician and academic Norman Steenrod.
Steenrod. That'd be a good band name.
I bet he got some hell in high school.
German mathematician and academic Heinfried Lenz was born 110 years ago today.
And Aaron Spelling, the American actor, producer, and screenwriter, was born 103 years ago today. He doesn't look a day
realize
over
it was-
102.
He wrote a lot of stuff in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, he did.
Welsh American chemist and astronaut Anthony Llewellyn was born 93 years ago today.
And I'm sorry, my screen swapped. And also turning 83 today is American mathematician and professor Scott W. Williams.
American businessman, pilot, and sailor Steve Fawcett was born on this date in 1944.
And also turning 80 today is English physicist and author Paul Davies.
These names aren't as fun as last week.
No.
British video game designer programmer Jeff Minter was born on this date in 1962.
And also born on that same date, last but not least, in 1983, English-American entomologist and paleontologist Sam W. Heads.
Listener birthdays this week include two of them. One to aforementioned Sweet Steve London on the 26th, same day, Frank Lopez. So happy birthday to both of you. I think we had a typo in the database before and he straightened me out. So hopefully we've got that correct. April 26th for Sweet Steve. That's the way it was on this day in history for April 22nd, 2026. If you want to be on the birthday calendar, all you got to do is go to chuckchat.com/birthday. Ding.
Yeah, I'm getting there. There. You happy now?
You would fail at our church, man. Dude, the song's over. Get rid of the title.
Right.
Happy birthday to all of you. If it's your birthday this week and you're not on the calendar, we wish you all the best. So take care. And the song's still going. We're going to cut them off.
There you go. There you go. Made the banner go away.
There you go. Now you're like a TikTok video. You got to jump up and down and change clothes.
I saw a guy. He was building a partition around his air conditioner because his wife said it looked ugly. And he put the poles in the ground and he said, now I got to paint them. And they all turned black. And I was like, and then he jumped in.
I was watching one of those too.
Yeah, he jumped into some overalls or something. I was like, why don't they just do the stupid video?
Yeah, the guy who was reconditioning some old speakers. It was doing that.
Yeah, that's funny.
He said, this is going to take a while to mask off the speakers because I can't uninstall them. So he goes, snap. And masking
that's
tape
the
is
guy
all
that
over him.
I know that guy. He's the one that refurbishes furniture and stuff and resells them.
The problem with a video like that is at the end, he goes, now let's see how they sound. And you're hearing them through the air into his phone going, they sound like crap because you're using a phone microphone.
Yeah.
So you're not impressing me on that part.
Well, and lots of times you see people like a phone review and they go, all right, let's compare this one to the other one. And I'm like, well, it's got to go through all this processing to get to my computer. And I'm like, I bet it doesn't, I can't tell the difference.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
So,
yeah, audio is tough when you're doing a podcast. You have to run your audio through a mixer and get it right to the people's earballs. All right, let's go into the news.
Good news, everyone.
We have a 10-year-old girl who wrote to NASA asking them to restore Pluto's status, and the result came back with some surprising words.
Wait, first off,
yes,
NASA's not the right place to write.
Don't tell a 10-year-old girl that. All right.
Hey, you got to learn some life lessons, all right?
The hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The article said they responded in 4 words. It's actually 5, but I thought the 4 words was, "It's not my job."
Yeah.
That was where I was headed before I read that.
Yeah. There you go. Not my job.
Good luck with that. So the article describes a heartwarming interaction between 10-year-old girl named Kayla Polkinghorn and NASA administrator Jared Isaacman. After the field trip to a science museum where they saw Pluto excluded from a group hug, that's in quotes, of the
Mhm.
other 8 planets, Kayla wrote a handwritten letter to NASA pleading with Pluto to be reinstated as a full planet. She argued that Pluto, quote, deserves to be an actual planet, unquote, and that making it would, quote, make a lot of people happy. The letter went viral after being shared online, prompting Isaacman to respond personally on social media with 4 words. Kayla, we are looking into this. Which exactly isn't 4 words. I don't know who wrote this, if it was AI or whatnot, but they can't count for crap.
Maybe. Yeah.
While NASA does not have the unilateral authority to change the classification, the gesture sparked global conversation about Pluto's status and highlighted the importance of engaging young people in science. Okay, remember, there's 3 classifications to call it a planet. Because at one point, asteroids were called planets for about 150 years, and they went, something ain't right here. So,
Mhm.
criteria number 1, it must orbit the sun. Okay, both Craig and I orbit the sun.
Yeah.
We might be planet.
All right, check box for us.
Criteria number 2, it must be nearly round. Well, you're closer to that than I am.
Yeah. What?
Criteria 3, it must clear the neighborhood. If you've had sauerkraut, you do a great job at that. So you could be a planet, Craig.
Thank you.
Clearing the neighborhood simply means as it orbits, it's collecting all the smaller debris and clearing a path for its orbit. And because Pluto is in the Kuiper Belt, it's not exactly doing that for itself.
Mhm.
So that's why it fails. But hey, Kayla, you made everybody think again. And if they're working on it, we'll see what happens. You never know.
Maybe they'll
And
find
you,
Pluto 2 and
and
that
you
one will
have
be
to
big
ask
enough.
questions about many of the other planetoids, the dwarf planets that come along. Article number 2.
This one's look pretty cool.
Article number 2. NASA's Mars rover comes across a formation that looks like dragon scales.
Oh,
Be sure to bring your dragon killing equipment because Steve said we need more dragons.
you want to share that picture? Can you?
NASA's Curiosity rover, in a sec. NASA's Curiosity rover, or if you want to,
Oh, I can
recently
try.
discovered a fascinating rock formation on Mars that resembles the scales of a massive reptile located on the Antofagasta crater. This distinctive polygonal honeycomb textured surface has intrigued scientists. One leading theory suggests that these, quote, scales are ancient cracked mud banks formed by repeated wet and dry cycles between 3.6 and 3.8 billion years ago when the red planet was much warmer and wetter. Well, Curiosity investigates this, I love this, roadside attraction. And the fact that Curiosity name is in there makes it even funnier.
Oh yeah.
Come to Curiosity Land.
Next on to the big ball of string.
Well, they also found something that looked like leopard spots not too long ago.
Yeah.
So this further supports the idea that Mars once hosted habitable environments, and these findings continue to piece together the complex history of water and the potential for ancient microbial life on Mars. So
That's pretty cool.
no, there were not dragons on or large reptile on Mars. They just
That would
found
have been
some
awesome. That'd have been really cool.
Yeah, that would have thrown the whole life thing for a loop, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, how did they
Not
figure
only
out-
not only do we find a dragon and a leopard on Mars, but they're alien dragon and an alien.
they were deposited there, right?
Oh. They were
And
ejected
Spermia
from Earth.
just got a whole new level of weird.
They were ejected from Earth and made their way to Mars.
Our third one also includes space, but this one's a little sadder news.
Mhm.
The NPR report details NASA's decision to shut down a key science instrument on the Voyager 1 to conserve its dwindling power supply. This is the mission that was supposed to last 5 years and lasted 50. So nearly 50
Yeah.
years after the
Wait a minute.
1977 launch.
How sad is it, really? I
We should
mean,
have a party because it was launched on September 5th, 1977. And next year at DragonCon, it'll be Sunday, September 5th. We must do a Voyager party.
okay.
Maybe for the Star Trek
You
track.
talking about like 2027?
Yeah,
or
2027 will be the 50th anniversary of the launch.
okay.
It's now 15 billion miles from Earth, and it's running on, quote, borrowed time. On April 17, 2026, engineers deactivated the Low Energy Charging Particles Instrument, the LECP, which doesn't really spell much, but this sensor has spent decades measuring ions and cosmic rays to help scientists understand the environment outside our solar system. By powering it down, NASA hopes to extend the life of the probe's two remaining active instruments, which measure magnetic fields and plasma waves well
Plasma.
into the 2030s. So they hope to get like another 5 or more years out of this.
Cosmic raisin things? Is that what it
Rays and things, yes. Despite losing some of its juice, Voyager 1 continues its journey into interstellar space, carrying the famous golden record as a time capsule of any extraterrestrial life it might encounter in the distant future.
It's pretty awesome. The whole story about Voyager. I can't wait for the movie.
I'm waiting for the golden record to come out on Spotify.
I thought I found it on YouTube or
Oh, you
something.
can find the audio, but they've got more than just
Yeah.
audio on that thing.
Yeah. I wanted to hear the audio.
Greetings from the children of planet Earth.
And if they send another one up, we totally should be on it. Not like Joe Rogan or something stupid from podcasting. No.
The record will just say Trump across it.
Yeah.
Then the aliens will take over.
Yeah. They'll never come then.
We're not going to get political on this. I'm going to stay out of that because we got to go to the hacks and strange stories right now.
Yeah.
Anytime you stick in a story about quantum something or other, it gets hurdy brain around here. So
I know.
I hope most of our listeners are aware of the fact that quantum theory and quantum mechanics are really bizarre. They are not as easy to understand as the physical world in which we live. For example, the state of an electron's position cannot be determined until it's observed. So it can be both. It's called superposition. It can be in one state and another, and Schrodinger's cat, blah, blah, blah. So with that in mind, as I read this article, I went, this kind of makes sense because it says quantum systems can secretly remember their past even when they appear not to. This is starting to sound like grandpa.
Or AI.
Scientists found that whether a system shows memory depends on how you look at it, though its evolving state or its measurable properties. Each perspective uncovers different kinds of memory, meaning a system can seemingly be memoryless and memory filled at the same time. Again, hints of superposition here. This discovery could change how researchers design and control quantum technologies. I'm not sure I'd trust a hard drive like this.
I think I found my file. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No.
404. Ha, fooled you.
200.
Again, hurdy brain of how you apply something like this. What does it mean?
I know. It's crazy.
That's
We are simultaneously podcasting and not podcasting.
We're not podcasting, trust me. Yeah, we haven't been doing that. What we
That
try
shit's
to do
failing.
is reach people, talk to them, hit a nerve on Sunday nights at 8:30. We'd love to have you join us. 8:30 Eastern time. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook, like several people have out there. We appreciate it, and many people have over the years. So thank you to all of you, which includes, what's that name? Proud Black Woman. She's the only one who put anything in the chat. She's the one who said Rollo Thomas or Tomasi.
Well, thank you, lady.
Yep, thank you. And we do have some viewer out there secretly hiding out. Maybe it's Sarah. Although Sarah hangs out more on our Topic is Trek podcast.
Yeah.
Let's jump into Remember When. This is where we go back in history and look at cool stuff or what they thought of cool stuff in the future.
Well, I saw this pop up, and we were just talking about or joking about zip drives not
Yes,
too long
we
ago.
were.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Why zip drives dominated the 90s, then vanished. So it's easy to say, well, CDs came along. That was part of it.
Yeah.
There was the topic number one they mentioned here is the click of death. So if you're not familiar or you're not old enough, zip drives were kind of like floppy drives, a little bit thicker, but instead of holding 1.44 megabytes, they could hold up to 100 megabytes, which was a lot of mass storage for a removal device. Even a hard drive of 100 meg in the 80s and 90s was still pretty considerable. Now, they were obviously slower than a spinning metal hard drive, but they offered some advantages. The first one that killed it was the click of death, which was a catastrophic mechanical failure where the misaligned read-write heads caused a clicking sound, often destroying the drive and the data on the disk. Right. This led to a major class action lawsuit in 1998 that shattered consumer trust. That's lovely. Number two, of course, was falling CDR prices. When CDs first came out, they were not writable. I don't know why they said CDR. It should be CDWR. The writable CDs became significantly cheaper and offered 700 megabytes of storage, far outpacing the standard zip disk capacity at a lower cost. And then number three was the rise of the rise of USB.
Yeah.
So in the 2000s, the introduction of USB flash drives provided a smaller, faster, and more durable plug-and-play solution that required no specialized drive. So you could take it to your friend's house instead of saying, Craig, I got this game on zip drive. And like, I don't have a zip drive.
Yeah. But it seems like USB drives, they appeared on the scene and really shot up in popularity. I seem to remember because of portability. I mean, and like you said, you could any machine that had USB, and at that time, not all of them had USBs either. So
right,
there you go. Oh, I can't. Awkward.
USB started showing up in the 90s. I remember when it first came out.
Yeah, no. I mean, not every computer had a USB ports. Now they're really ubiquitous.
Right.
I'm just saying that there was a mix of older machines and newer machines. So you could.
Well, that's still true. You still have older machines and newer machines.
Well, yeah, but I mean, now just about everything has USB. But at that point, I don't think everything did. Especially that Toshiba that we got on the screen. I can bet you $20 there's not a USB anywhere near 20 years from that thing.
All right. Zip drives, may you rest in peace. You can still find them occasionally. I think I saw one at a thrift shop not too long ago.
Yeah, like I mentioned in one of my storage buckets back there, I've got one.
Wonder if you can find the media for them anymore. It's got to be out there. If you can buy 5.25-inch floppy disks.
You go, zip.
I'm gonna look it up. You look it up while I'm thanking the patrons. How about that?
Zip disk on Amazon. Hey, the first thing is USB thumb drives. Here, okay. Fujifilms makes some. Yeah, there's some right. You can order them right here.
Okay.
Only six left in stock.
How much are they?
$30 for a pack of 5. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so about $6 a piece. I think that's more than what we were paying back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, not too bad. There's a USB powered drive. I don't need to go backwards. That's the thing about a lot of this media, except for vinyl.
Well,
I don't need to go back in time with technology like those.
If you had some old, if you were going through, say, your dad's computer stuff, and you found some zip disks, and you knew his drive wasn't around or wasn't working, you could easily go back and replace the drive, hook it up, and get your data back.
Sure. No. I mean, I don't want to go back in time and go, I want to rely on I want to use cassette tapes. No.
I'm going to run my whole dial-up bulletin board from floppy disks again.
No, run it from a cassette tape. Oh, somebody's saving a message. The tape's running. It's finding the sector.
Please wait. Meanwhile, they're racking up long distance charges while the tape is winding.
Yeah. But
All right.
hey, I think,
Yeah.
by the way, one other thing. Think about what we had to do to jump through hoops to share files back then. And now you can measure the files that you share in gigabytes, I'm sure.
Yep.
It's amazing because of the internet. Now you can just share away, no big deal.
We're taking photos that are bigger than the storage media I used to use.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
One picture, even a moderate sized picture, 3, 5, 20 megabytes.
Yeah.
20 megabytes. 20 megabytes. That was as big as the hard drive I bought to upgrade my dad's computer.
Right. Yeah. I was going to see, scan pictures, the ones I've been,
nothing. Then we put in a 10, then we put in another 20.
yeah, I think the scan pictures I've been scanning, I'm doing them at a generous, it's like 600 DPI, probably a little overkill. And they were, what? They vary between 15 and 20 meg.
600
gig.
dopes per image.
That's right. Oh, there's plenty of that.
Dorks per image.
Dorks per image.
All right, let's do the patron thanks while we have at it. So thank you to our patrons. These are the people that went over to chuckchat.com/Patreon. Ding. Hey, now he's getting it. We've got that on the lower third of the video if you're listening at home.
Yeah.
So I got to give Craig a hard time when it's not happening. These people went over, and for as little as $1 a show, they help to finance this enterprise. So
Right.
well, it makes sense when you look at the ranks we've got. We've got commander rank, lieutenant rank, and ensign rank for the amounts they contribute. Some people have been doing this since the very beginning back in 2016. Thank you, 10-year anniversary people, and those that have been going just a few months. Thank you. I really appreciate it. At the commander level, we have Abner Braverman, Mark Kilfoyle, Steve London, Chris Martinez, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, and Sarah Rose. Lieutenant level is Kyle Nishioka, Ben Vaughn, John Noble, John Clifford, Denise Inglis, Steve Cody, Tim Cook, Steve Webb. These are the celebrities of the show, not us.
Right.
And at our ensign level, Alexis Duran, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris MC, Dan D. Mancoyer, Dean Jensen, Yorga Schrauen, Crazy Joe, Mike Wills, Leon M. Saturday Morning Media, Steve Weshy, Steve Therian, and Sylvain Racico. Thank you very much, everybody who has contributed. And if you find this show entertaining or educational or somewhat worth it, we'd appreciate it if you went to chuckchat.com/Patreon. Also, look over the options. You might be interested. Thank you. We've had people who have been listening for years and suddenly went, I think it's time to cough up a couple of bucks. You could even do a one-time donation if you like. Also,
how about offer a couple bucks, not cough it up.
like a hairball.
Yeah.
We will take hairballs if that's all you got to do. Whoops. And of course, there's always the write a review and likes and subscribes and all that good stuff that we already do. Okay, now we get to the part of the show where Craig talk about things we've read, things we've watched, things we've heard.
Heard? It was a gossip corner?
Oh, it could be a podcast.
Yeah.
Where's the theme? There. In my head, I have a really cool graphic that goes with that.
Yeah.
We should probably put that also on StreamYard, and then we could just push buttons that make these sounds.
Yeah.
All right. Eden, why don't you go first?
All right. So finished up the season 3 of Shrinking on Apple TV. I've talked about it a couple times here.
Going swimming in cold water?
Yes. Not that kind of shrinking. But they're all shrinks and they all work in the same office. But and Harrison Ford owns it's his practice, and he has 2 other people on there. And there's a great cast, really, and the characters are fantastic. They all have their quirks, of course, and dealing with things. The main guy, he loses his wife,
Mhm.
and he's grieving very hard. and his wife, I mean, it's his daughter is also grieving, but they're not quite connecting 100% to support each other, and that's kind of where everything starts. So it's a little it's more of a comedy, but it's a little bit on the comedy slash dramedy kind of thing. It's not super
Yeah.
heavy as far as drama goes, but and Harrison Ford is hilarious, and Michael J. Fox was on this season because Harrison Ford's character is starting to get Parkinson's, and
Mhm.
they had Michael J. Fox on there because, of course, he famously has
Right.
Parkinson's, and so he was on a few episodes, and it was kind of fun to see him and Harrison Ford and Michael J. Fox on the screen together. I don't think I've seen them on a screen
That
together.
is yeah, that is unusual.
So, but yeah, it was good. And there'll be another season because it did seem like this was pretty final, but then the store owner, the showrunner rather, he said no, there's going to be a season 4, same cast. Uh, However, they're going to be telling a different story as part of this whole thing. So
Sounds like you enjoyed it.
yeah, it's great. I've really enjoyed it so far. Kim and I watched that one together, and the other one, which is uh which is almost like a dark comedy. It's called Big Mistakes. It's on Netflix. It has
Okay.
Dan Levy, who you might know from Schitt's Creek uh,
Okay.
fame. And what it is these two siblings were blackmailed into working for these gangsters, and they're not very capable. They're not used to this kind of thing, and it becomes a very disorganized uh, situation where they're trying to do what the gangster wants them to do. Dan Levy plays a priest, or I guess as a priest, a pastor at a church, and he gets wrapped up into this whole thing, and so it's again it's a dark comedy, and I'm enjoying it so far. So
Cool. I'll have to look
yeah,
into that one
yeah.
since I also have Netflix. I continue my James Bond series, although they are leaving Netflix
Oh,
Monday, April 20th.
here we
So I
go,
don't think I'm gonna
Moonraker.
Moonraker. Oh man, the
Hey, that was
science.
one
That's
I stayed up late and watched it on HBO when I wasn't supposed to be watching HBO.
I think that was one of the first movies I saw in the theater.
Ah.
Also watched Never Say Never Again, For Your Eyes Only, and Octopussy. These movies are not aging well, I'll tell you that much. But the other one that I watched on Netflix was American Godfathers: The Five
Mhm.
Families. It's a three-parter, and they're about 90 minutes each, and I'm most of the way through this thing. A good story about the mafia, how they got
Oh.
started, what these five families are, who the leaders are, who the next leader under them became.
Mhm.
The and a lot of people think that a lot of the shooting and whatnot was between the families. It was not. It wasn't a battle for territories. Like, they were smart people. They knew how to do business. For example, when Prohibition came along, they said, "Hey, we've got an opportunity here to sell bootleg liquor." But they needed to hire finance people
Mhm.
and the whole, how do we get this from the UK or other countries into so they said we got to set up a gig on the docks. Well, this family had control of the docks. They really grew rapidly. And then when prohibition was repealed, they went, now what do we do? So they had
Mhm.
this council
Mhm.
of the family leaders, and they were able to really make business happen. They did it in a very, it was illegal business, but it was a very business-like way of doing it. In fact, if you ask any of them, they'll say, "I'm a businessman." Uh, but they had their whole leadership structure, and there wasn't always, peace and harmony, but most of the family the fighting that you saw, like, mob leader, blah, 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 was shot dead. That
Right.
was within their own family because somebody thought they should be leader, or they didn't like the guy was too greedy and wasn't spreading the wealth around in his family. So, there were a lot of lessons to be learned in there. I'm now up to the point in the '80s, and they had a specific set of rules, such as, you must always obey the family leader, the Don.
Right.
Uh, and the last one was like complete and supreme secrecy. And one guy
Mm.
in like 63, he was taken to prison. He was one of the mob guys, and he was taken to prison. And while he was in prison, somebody attacked him and he beat the other guy to death. Well, if you commit murder in prison, you're in big trouble. So he said, I'll make you a deal. I'll tell you about the mafia. And up
Oh,
until about 63, the public and even the FBI had very, very limited information on the structure, how things ran. And he just unloaded all this information, which helped a lot in certain ways. But
he
it
spoke for
really
4 days straight.
it's an interesting story, very interesting story, and they've got people like, this lady who works at the Mob Museum, so she knows her history, and an author, and the son of one of the former dons or
Mhm.
lieutenants. So they're interviewing all these people in the typical Netflix style. But I thought it was very fascinating, from an insider's look, because I remember growing up and hearing news on the 70s and 80s about John Gotti did this,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you know,
Sure, yeah.
you know, one of them, the leader of the Bonanno family, moved out and retired in Arizona. Like, how do you
Uh-oh.
retire from the family? I was like, and so I'd be curious to know if there's any remnants of his family still out here. So it's kind of a cool story. American Godfathers, the Five Families. If you
Okay.
like history and you like looking into how they got started and how they continued and what went wrong and what went right. It is a bit grisly with some very graphic shooting deaths and whatnot. But yeah, hang in there. It's worth it. And I'm
Alright.
still chugging my way through Peaky Blinders. I'm into season 5, but there's a lot of their stuff competing for my time right now, unfortunately.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Including what we're doing here, podcasting.
Yes, we like to dedicate a few hours a week to you, lovely listener and viewer. All right, final story in the Geek Library. I believe that's where we are.
Yeah.
This is from Ars Technica. It says, I fired one of America's most powerful lasers, and here's what happened.
It's pretty awesome, actually.
I thought he was going to say, like, he blew up a satellite or something. But
He was burning ants.
this Ars Technical article provides a first-hand account of operating the Texas Petawatt laser, one of the most powerful laser systems in the world, located at the University of Texas, Austin. This facility is capable of generating a pulse of light that briefly produces more power than the entire U.S. electric grid. Now, they said
That's amazing.
yeah, you gotta have some big old capacitors charging that baby up.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, it recently lost funding, so it's not operational at the moment. So this article was
Oh,
written a
really?
while ago.
I missed that part.
The author then describes the meticulous shot day. It's like at 7 a.m. I went down to the lab. It was kind of in a diary format, but not that dry.
Right.
What's the procedure required to fire such a machine? Well, there's the precision and prep, which engineers spent hours aligning 192 individual laser beams to hit a target smaller than a pencil eraser. There's energy compression, where the system works by stretching a laser pulse, amplifying it, and then recompressing it into an incredibly short duration. This concentrates massive amounts of energy into a tiny fraction of a second. Then there's the actual shot. When fired into a vacuum chamber, the laser creates conditions
Pew,
similar to
pew,
the
pew,
interior of a star, allowing researchers to study high energy density physics and potential path fusion towards energy. The article highlights the sobering reality. Despite its world class capabilities, the facility has faced significant underutilization and potential closure due to the funding cuts, limiting research and opportunities available to American scientists and students. They also said that after the procedure, I read the whole article.
Mhm.
They have to send down a radiation specialist to make sure it's safe. Like,
Wow.
hey, Glenn, you go and make sure there's check the Geiger counter because you
Right.
think about it, if it's producing energies similar to that of an interior of a star,
Mhm.
there could be exotic particles being created. I don't know. It really fascinating stuff. I was hoping there would be a video, but we'll find out. Oops, I got a
Okay.
typo in the show notes. Sorry, I was slightly distracted by what was I trying to say in this next sentence?
I have no
Okay.
idea.
That takes us to the end of the show, and we would like to ask you another question of the week. Our question for you this time is, if you were a mad scientist, what two animals would you combine to create the least threatening but most annoying monster? Sounds like a line right out of Jonathan Colton.
A chihuahua and a lizard.
I made this half pony, half monkey monster to please you.
Yeah.
I'm going with the screaming goat because that's annoying.
Ah.
Crossed with a fluffy kitten.
Well, that's just what you needed. Meow.
Although you could probably take the screaming goat away because cats are pretty annoying anyway.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we will have the question for you on Facebook again. Hopefully somebody
All right.
will respond to this one. It's a little easier. It doesn't take quite as much thought as
I don't know what happened this week. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know either. And we will be putting it on the Discord server, chuckchat.com/Discord. So go look for Technorama Podcast wherever you find any podcasts. We're probably there. We've been here for over 20 years. Coming up on 21 in about a week.
That's
Woo!
right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate you giving us your time. I'm going to play some music as we get on out of here. If you want to get a hold of us, you can reach us on a listener line, 707-530-2428. That's 707-530-CHAT. 707-530-CHAT. Put that with your number right next to Jenny.
Get the ukulele out.
I'm already working on a parody of that song. Star Trek related, as a matter of fact. We'll let you know when that's half baked, because it's not even partially baked yet. You can send us email, technorama@chuckchat.com. Maybe you email us your answer. Maybe you leave us a voicemail about your answer. Maybe you just say, hey, I fired that laser once and the cat chased it.
Oh, yeah. Don't chase it, Todd.
Poof. How do you
Yeah.
make a cat sound like a dog? Have him chase a high-power laser. He goes, woof.
Yeah. Woof.
Give him a binary high five, Craig.
All right. 101.
That was a really old joke that just snuck in at the last second.
Old is the operative word there. Yeah.
Yeah. There were two of them. How do you make a cat sound like a dog? And well, that one was light him on fire, but I thought chasing that high power laser was more accurate.
Yeah.
And then he goes, woof. How do you make a cat sound like a dog? Stick him in the freezer, take him out, and use a chainsaw. And he goes, meow. All right. It was.
Let's move along.
I was 12. Okay. I'm sure
Yeah.
we all said and did things we're not proud of.
I'm telling Todd after the show.
Yeah, the ASPCA is going to come after our podcast now. It's called humor, people. You have to come after Sam Kinison for a few things too,
Oh,
or George
no.
Carlin. Oh wait,
He's
they're
gone.
both
They're gone.
They're gone. Go after them first. We'll
Yeah.
see how that works. We're not making any money. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us on the live stream. We're going to sign out now and record our Patreon show, distribute that in the morning, and the audio podcast will be available on Tuesday night-ish, Wednesday morning, depending on where you live on this round planet.
Yeah.
So till then, take care, stay safe.
Bye,
Later,
everybody.
friends. Bye.